This week's fancy stitch combo is the Blackberry Stitch. And I was really excited about this stitch because I had never done it before until someone asked me to do a video on it. I didn't know there was a stitch this cool. It does make a blackberry texture. It creates a flat fabric that's appropriate for dishcloths, scarves, whatever else you want to use it for. Let's go ahead and take a look at it. You see how cool this looks? It actually looks like blackberries. And one of the things I like about this is the texture of the stitch actually runs off the sides of the work. And here's the wrong side. It's also very pretty. Now, I was so excited after working this and seeing how the edges look. You don't even need to do an edging on this. It's already there. That I wanted to work this in a blackberry color. And so I started a dishcloth here out of cotton yarn. A blackberry, because blackberries are, you know, a food. And here's a dishcloth for the kitchen made out of the Blackberry Stitch with the texture running off the sides. And this is a cotton yarn, so it's not nearly as fuzzy as the wool yarn that I just showed you. And so the pattern does stand out a bit more. And here's the back of the stitch. The instructions for working this stitch are in the video description below, as well as on my website. And to get going, we're going to use the long tail cast on. And I'll give you a link here to the long tail cast on if you need a review of it. And then the first row, the right side row, is just purling all stitches. I know this seems backwards. All of the action in this stitch is on the wrong side row, and the right side rows are purling. Seems totally backwards. So what I've done is I've cast on and I've worked the first row, which was purling, and now I'm ready to go on to row 2. I'm going to purl 3 together. Purling is normally just one stitch. Purling 2 together is something we see often. We don't often see purling 3 together. That's what we're going to do. This is what makes the little blackberry bump on the work. I'm trying to use blackberry colored yarn here too, but it might not be as close as the other one. Now I'm going to pull the yarn back between the 2 needles because I'm going to work 3 stitches into this next stitch. I'm going to knit 1, leave that stitch on the needle. Then I'm going to go into there and purl 1, leave that stitch on the needle. Then I'm going to yarn back again and knit that stitch through the back loop. Don't worry, I'm going to show you this plenty more times. Then I go back to the first part of the combination. That was the whole combination, which is purling 3 together. So I yarn forward, purl 3 together, and then I'm going to work the knit 1, purl 1, knit through the back loop in this next stitch again. So a normal knit stitch, yarn forward to do a normal purl stitch in that same stitch, yarn back to do a knit through the back loop, which is back here. Then you can pull that stitch off the left needle. I go back to purling 3, yarn forward, purl 3 together. That's probably the hardest part of this, is to get the purl 3 togethers all off the needle at the same time. Then I'm going to knit front, knit, purl, and knit through the back loop. Knit, yarn forward to purl, yarn back to knit through the back loop. Okay, one more time here. Yarn forward to purl 3 together, then yarn back to knit, purl, and knit into the back loop. And there's the first row. This is the wrong side of the work, remember, and the blackberries are already starting to appear on the right side of the work. This is a 4-row repeat. With all of the work being on the wrong side of the fabric, like I said. So rows 2 and 4 are your action rows. And they're slightly different. The technique is the same, just the way the stitches are arranged is slightly different to give us the staggered blackberry look, I guess. You will always have the same stitch count. Even though you're doing purl 3 together, which is a 2-stitch decrease, the next stitch, the knit, purl, knit in the back loop, is a 2-stitch increase. So if ever you feel like you're off track, just remember the number you cast on and make sure that number is always the same. Good luck.